And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so that way you can reach out to us with any questions, comments you have on over 80 categories of consumer advocate content here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we want to help you win in any marketplace. That's the goal. Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Give us a call or a text anytime, 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number. And our promise is to get back to you before our head hits the pillow. You can also check out our website, consumerqb.com. Plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the show to help you understand more about your buying decisions. This segment is brought to you by Taps Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, located at the International Plaza on Bay Street. And it's an awesome restaurant. I love going and hanging out over at the International Plaza Mall. Taps Restaurant, they got outdoor patio. You can bring your furry friends. Dogs are welcome. Taps Burger Bar and Gastropub at the International Plaza Mall, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ambiance, very friendly staff, and excellent food. The food is very good there at Taps Restaurant. Now, give them a call, walk in, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, take them up on those special offers and incentives, and let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. We appreciate that. All right, it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. Let's make our introductions. Doug Levi back in studio, Strategic Insurance. Welcome in, sir.
Always good to see you, Brandon. Good to be here. The weather's cooling off a little bit here, too, in the Bay Area. Is nice.
Absolutely. One of the best URLs as well, TampaBayInsurance.com. You can find them online, TampaBayInsurance.com. Great time of year. I love it.
Absolutely. This is what we're here for, right?
Yeah, man. So we're going to talk a little bit about how folks out there can get their side hustle on, right?
Yeah. So we've got a new model that we're really excited about. Got featured in the Business Observer not too long ago, and talking about how people can actually get into the insurance business doing home and auto insurance part-time.
Very cool.
Home. So
wow.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
I like that. All right. Nikki Ubaldini, welcome in.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming in. And you are a longtime real estate professional. You own multiple locations. You own the South Florida region of the Keller Williams office or franchises here in Tampa Bay.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. So what do you want to talk about today? We'll kind of share a little bit about what's happening with KW and the industry.
Absolutely. And some of the things that we're doing out there for the community as well.
Yeah, I love that. We've got so many good things to talk about here. I want to ask you too about your relationship with Gary Keller. You know, having a, not everybody has that one-on-one time with the billionaire, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you're talking to Gary and some of the national things happening. I want to talk a lot about where the industry's going too.
Absolutely.
In the future,
helping.
It's
definitely changing.
It sure is. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we'll dive deeper into that. Got a great show lined up for you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we got a feel-good story of the day as well. Man sacrifices his SUV and his safety to protect pedestrians from speeding drunk driver. Find out about that and also more from our expert contributors coming right up. I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here in Tampa Bay. 4348 Harbor Point Drive in Port Richey. This is a $2 million property listing of mine. Gorgeous home right on the waterway up in Tampa Bay, Port Richey here. So bring your boat to this beautiful palace. This property is 6,700 square feet, 4348 Harbor Point Drive in Port Richey, Florida. $2 million property. Beautiful home, great for entertaining, perfect for that outdoorsman. You like to get out and go fishing. Great opportunity to own a beautiful property here in Tampa Bay, listed at $1.999 million. Beautiful real estate property listing of mine. 861 Mandalay Avenue on Clearwater Beach. Also another gorgeous opportunity on the beach. This one is 200 steps from the Sugar Sands and Dolphin-filled waters of beautiful North Clearwater Beach. Now, this property has 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it also has that third bedroom in the back that you can't actually count it because of the closet MLS rules. but does have a third bedroom back there. Beautiful property, 861 Mandalay Avenue, Clearwater Beach, priced below the comparables at $699,000. Beautiful beach property right here. Compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, let's jump right into it. We got Doug Levi in the house. He's a plethora of knowledge around all things insurance, home, auto, business, all types of different insurance products out there as well. And you want to talk about the side hustle today.
So today, just bring something different to some of the listeners out there. Is we've created a model in the last 6 months where people can get into the business doing home and auto insurance part-time. And if they want, they can even build a team under them. So just kind of a little background on it. Some people out there may be familiar with a company named Primerica or A.L. Williams. It used to be A.L. Williams Insurance, and they really started that in the late 70s. My father-in-law, as would be, was one of the first people in there and is still with that company today.
Wow.
And really, God just put some other men around me from that company. So kind of this idea of helping people in the insurance business, starting part-time, and then if they're interested, they do well, they like it, they can go full-time. If not, and they're just looking for some part-time income, that's there as well. So as I started really thinking about it more, what I found was interesting, it's never been done on the property and casualty side. It's never been done in the home and auto side. So we're really excited about it. Again, we just got written up in the Business Observer about it. And we're kind of trying to make the, demystify what we do. We start with the standpoint that everyone needs home and auto. Everyone that's out there needs it. So you've already got a really natural network. Most people are willing to shop if they can save money.
Yeah.
So we walk them all the way from, hey, you're interested, you see this. I've got some Facebook advertising, some Indeed advertising going right now. We've just recently brought on a school teacher. We've had a CrossFit gym owner. Really seeing an interesting cross section. I've had as young. So far, we brought on about 15 people.
Nice.
And we just started this, and we've got them at all different stages. We've had as young as 19 and as old as 71.
Wow.
So for me, it's just exciting because I show proof of concept. It shows me that people are interested. And, again, people that are looking, especially right now, is a great time to kind of start getting involved. Maybe holidays are coming, holiday spending, et cetera. And so we really kind of walk you all the way through, show you how to get licensed. You can get your home and auto insurance license in about 3 weeks. We've had people do it as little as 3 weeks, and then we walk you through the entire process.
How many hours is the course, by the way?
So the course is 60 hours. It's similar to doing like your life and health insurance exam as well. So you can make that kind of similar. And to be clear, that this model, at our agency, we also do commercial insurance. This is really just helping people on the personal insurance front. Okay. But that's very broad. I mean, that's things like home, auto, boat, flood, umbrella, rental property, vacant land. So there's quite a bit out there. And really, as I was building it out and thinking about our own team, what we've been doing, the numbers go something like this, that if you help about 10 families a month with their home and 2 autos, you'll make about $41,000 your first year.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's commission. It's, eat what you kill, if you will.
Yeah.
But so if you're able to help 10 families a month, you'll make about 41. So you do the math. If you do 5 families a month, you're about 20.
Yeah.
And so to a lot of people, even if you're able to write maybe 1 or 2 policies a month,
yeah,
you're going to make an extra maybe $500, $600, $700, maybe $1,000 a month more. And to a lot of families, that means a lot. And on our model, there's no production requirements. There's no minimums. We handle all the service, all the support. We focus a lot on team building and professional development, and really building people. So really excited about what we're doing.
I like that. Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And when we talk about today's business environment, there's more and more people looking for that side hustle.
Exactly.
Looking for extra income. We see it in the real estate space as well, Nikki, with people looking to make a little extra money. I was talking just the other day to a barber. He's cutting my hair, and I said, hey, you ever think about real estate? We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah. It's that same concept. And, there's a lot of people, that we know kind of in our circle of influence, my wife and ourselves, and that we kind of have in our church community, that may have people that are doing things part-time like Juice Plus or Jamberry or Beachbody. So there's lots of that. What I'm excited about with the insurance side hustling is this is something that people need. Right, you have to have home and auto, right? So there's a lot of things that people may be selling part time that are not needs based. Certainly, real estate you would say is a need. You got to have a place to live, etc. But there's a lot of things that are people selling that are not needs based, and I'm excited to bring something that's needs based to the community. And it feels great when you can help a family not only know they're well protected, but often save money. That's a great feeling as well. So, we're really excited about that. We're also kind of building a little bit of a model where if people want to recruit and they want to build a team, they can do that. And then we'll pay a commission override for them. They also build a renewal book of business. So basically the first year they get paid 50% commission, whatever the commission is to the agency, they get 50%. And then year 2 and following, they get 25%. So you have an opportunity to what we call in our industry, build a book of business where, and kind of the insurance industry is the magic of renewals. If each year when clients renew, you get paid again. So, and we provide the infrastructure and the support and the training. So really
absolutely. I love that idea. You know, you come home from work, you work your day job. And you always said, a lot of times people say, well, I want more. I want to be more. I want to do more. And then they say that word someday, right? So someday is not a day of the week. There's a Monday, a Tuesday.
Love it.
But this gives you an opportunity to come home, eat dinner, spend some time with the family, work from 7 to 11.
Exactly.
Work those 4 or 5 hours.
And we actually, last year around this time, we made a big switch internally in my agency, and we went entirely cloud-based. So we took our entire management system and we went to an environment where now, to be specifically for this, thinking about future people we would be bringing on, where you can be anywhere and work from a laptop, a cell phone, a tablet. That's really where society is, right? That's what we need.
Exactly.
We're also bringing people on in other states. I mean, we've got a gentleman that's coming on in Arizona. So we've got the opportunity where even if there's people that are interested in other areas, other states, or maybe they have a strong network out of state, maybe they're from Pennsylvania originally, they could write business out of state. So we do business all across the Southeast and can get licensed and do business really anywhere.
I love it. Love it. Lots of opportunities. I want to ask you later in the show about flood too. Give us a flood update, see what's happening in that space here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from our expert contributors here in studio. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, Nikki Ubaldini as well, Keller Williams Realty, and our feel-good story of the day coming up as well. Man sacrifices his SUV and his safety to protect pedestrians from speeding drunk driver. Interesting story coming up in our feel-good story of the day. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week of 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination.
Well, that's kind
As you're super connected, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image. Because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We want to help you win in your buying, selling, or investing decisions. Also a certified negotiation expert. We help you win in your negotiations. And we've got a great team here. If you're looking to future-proof your business as a realtor, we'd love to talk to you as well. We're always hiring, looking for great talent here in the Tampa Bay area. And this segment is brought to you by Infinity Medical Institute. Over 10 years in the business and 40,000 successful patients treated, and they are the leaders in bio-natural hormone replacement therapy, serving the greater Tampa region of Florida. And pellet hormone therapy is an option for those looking for hormone replacement, and it also helps you with weight loss, low T therapy, weight loss plans, cosmetic services such as Botox, improved sexual wellness, and increased energy. Reach out to Infinity Medical Institute and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Check them out online, infinitymedicalinstitute.com. They are located right here in Tampa, right down the road from our studio here at 1715 North West Shore Boulevard, suite number 100 in Tampa. 813-871-2929, 871-2929. Give them a call. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And we are back here in studio. Our goal is to help you win. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health will. Each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our on-air expert contributors. Over 80 categories of consumer advocate advice and content here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings for this segment. We got 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs, and this is a gorgeous home. 2-story property, got a huge area underneath as well. And look at the beautiful photography, compliments of Fabre frameworks, kind of framing that whole area of North Spring Boulevard, Tarpon Springs. It was pretty cool too. We had the mayor of Tarpon Springs on the show last week, and he was mentioning how he saw this home being built, and it's a beautiful area, and the walkability of this property is what really sells this Tarpon Springs property here in Tampa Bay. 216 North Spring Boulevard, Tarpon Springs. Gorgeously updated property, beautiful flooring and cabinetry throughout. Owners are motivated, looking for offers. We've got open houses going on as well. 1810 Citrus Hill Lane in Palm Harbor. 1810 Citrus Hill is a beautiful property as well. We've got beautiful pool in the back, screened-in lanai, fenced-in yard, and this is in an affordable home at $295,000 right here off of Belcher Road in Palm Harbor. And the owner is a master plumber, so he's put in a great filtration system here, no salt water filtration system, and he does a great job with that. 1810 Citrus Hill Lane, Palm Harbor. Check out our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, so we're going to talk with Nikki Ubaldini now. She is a longtime Keller Williams veteran and 33 years in the business, owns her company as well with her husband, Gary Ubaldini, here in Tampa Bay. A lot of people know you in the area as I'm out there talking, and they'll say sometimes, well, who's your broker? Who owns the company? I'll say your name, and they say, oh, I've heard of them. So you've been in the area for a long time and helping a lot of folks with real estate as well.
Yes, and of course, our name is kind of unforgettable, too, so I think that's what makes a difference.
Right. So Keller Williams, for the longest time, I was independent. I'm going to have my own company, Platinum MVP Realty. And then I just started looking at all the benefits when I came over. And it was like, wow. And Jessica did a great job bringing us on. Jeff helped out with that transition. And almost a year now. Yes. And we really, we're still learning a lot of the systems and a lot of the things that you can be doing. But Keller Williams has some great programs and some really unique opportunities for realtors out there.
Absolutely. And we're thrilled to have you. You've been a great addition to our team.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What is it like spending time with Gary Keller? When you fly out to Texas, you go meet with him. I mean, back some years ago in the 80s, I believe, is when he started the whole thing. And now it's the #1 real estate company in the world, 168,000 agents worldwide. And you're one of the region owners. You own the South Florida region, and you mentioned the Ohio Valley region as well. What is it like working with someone like that?
Well, you know, he's really a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
Gary truly cares about his agents. He gets up every single day and says, what more can I do to help our agents be successful?
Yeah.
He's always thinking of that. He's not thinking of himself. It's not about the money. It's never been about the money. In fact, he's a huge philanthropist. You know, he gives a lot of it away. But he uses his money to reinvest back into the business to help his agents. He's a brilliant mind, just absolutely brilliant. He's very conceptual. So when you sit with him and he starts to talk, he's able to draw it out for you and give you a great vision of where he's going. So he's been quite the visionary in this industry. You know, he's been voted the most innovative leader. The company's been the most innovative company. We're the #1 training company of all companies, not just real estate, in the country. We're #1 coaching company of all companies. In you know, we've had all of these awards, and a lot of that has become from Gary's vision, his willingness to get out of the box. And to think bigger.
Yeah, and he's got a great all-star team with him there. Let's talk about some of that as well. We got Josh Team, Jay Papazon, written. They were, you know, Dave Jinks. They worked with the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, The Shift, a lot of the different books, and that kind of led to a lot of the strength and growth in numbers throughout the company. Let's talk about the supporting cast a little bit too.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Actually, the MRA book is an interesting story. I met Gary Keller about almost 25 years ago. And we were not with his company. We were invited to come in. We had asked him, I was in a mastermind group with other top husband and wife teams, and we had asked Gary to help us figure out what our P&Ls should look like. It was this whole financial debacle, you know, like we should be spending this much on this and this much on that. So he asked us all for our P&Ls, and his brilliance that he took it and he looked at, there was a trend, and he helped to create what is now called the MREA model, which is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent model. And he had the very first mega agent camp, which we were invited to. There was about 28 of us there. About 20 of us were not with Keller Williams at the time. And it was a very, very small situation, but it was very learning based, very informative. And that was where he started the group of masterminding with us to write the first MREA book. So as all of our mistakes is what helped write that book. So.
And that's how business is, right? And if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Bryant. We're talking with Nikki Ubaldini here, Keller Williams Realty here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Yeah, awesome. I love that stuff. And then with Command, you've got Command now. We've got this artificial intelligence, this technology of Command. Give us some background on Command.
Well, it's interesting because Gary Keller realized that the industry was changing and we needed to really get serious about tech. And the bolt-on tech was not working anymore. And what I mean by bolt-on is there's companies out there that have created good tech, decent tech, but the problem is none of it talks to each other. And so if you're an agent that's growing their business and you want to give the best service to the consumers who are now looking for that ability to communicate with you through technology, wasn't working with all the bolt-on tech. So Gary realized that we needed to create our own. So he made a commitment of $1 billion to create our own technology platform. So we're not just creating software, we've created a platform. So that's what we started on first. In fact, Google has been to Keller Williams International and has been blown away by the technology that they've created in such a short period of time. They said nobody is creating technology like this.
Wow.
We are the only real estate company that has our own artificial intelligence specific to real estate. So it's not a Siri, which is a very, it's kind of a open area. So
Sure.
it's more very specific to real estate, and it will help the consumer like they've never believed that they could be helped before.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of advantages to that, and even I remember watching one of his videos. I think it was when he was interviewed by Inman News.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if the other company started something right now, it would take years to catch up.
Well, catch up is if we stop.
Right.
So there is no such thing as catch up.
Yeah.
You only catch up if the person stops.
Exactly.
So there'll be no stopping with Gary Keller.
Right.
If you've looked at the platform, which I know you have,
Yep.
it literally is changing as we're sitting here speaking.
Yeah.
They're making thousands of changes, and those changes are being made because of what their agents are asking for.
Exactly.
It was built for and by real estate agents.
Yeah.
That's where the whole lab process came in, that this technology is so customized to the real estate agent and the real estate consumer's needs
Yeah.
based on true experience.
Yeah, I love it. And it's one of those things where the bolt-on technology that many other real estate agents and companies they're spending $300 here for Constant Contact. They're spending money over here for DocuSign or different. So what Command has done is taken all of those different functions, put it into one place with a lot extra too that you can't really summarize here in this short amount of time that we have. But we're coming into our third break. So when we come back, we're going to talk more with Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. We got Nikki Ubaldini in the house as well. We're going to dive deeper on all the Keller offers, Keller Cares, Keller Kids Can as well, KW Kids Can, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dan's Star.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and changed them.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their rights. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, published author and professional speaker as well. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves, partnership on a company we have with Ken Shamrock, the UFC Hall of Famer, WWF wrestler as well, the BGCA. Become the celebrity, the micro celebrity in your community. That's what we're teaching you how to do. And we got big news. We got an event coming up as well in January on the 8th. Ken Shamrock's back in town, and also Antonio Tarver, so the five-time world boxing champion. We're hosting a big networking event. It's going to be a great time. Save the date. That's the 8th, Wednesday the 8th. The location is to be determined, but we're excited about that. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The beautiful Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard in Treasure Island, and it's filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for many years. So whether you're planning a quick business trip that add a little beachside pleasure to family weekends or getaways, it's a great opportunity. Bilmar Beach Resort, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. They've also got the standing ovations going on right now. If you haven't seen this, you got to check it out. These are just amazing works of art on the beach, all made with sand, and they are some of them are up to like 10 feet high, just gorgeous castles and all types of different artwork made right on the beach. So check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're back here in studio serving every day as your consumer advocate. 4 o'clock drive time right here on AM 860 The Answer. Got our weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone. We also syndicate our TV show out to Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Sony TV, 85 other smart television outlets. Search up Binge Networks and you'll find all of our content there, as well as consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. And if you're listening to this show, we'd love to talk to you as well. If you want to engage with us, reach out to our hotline, 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Call or text that line. It's an off-air number, 813-670-7372. All right, we got Doug Levi in the house, Strategic Insurance. Also, Nikki Ubaldini as well, Keller Williams Realty. More from Nikki coming up after we speak with Doug here for a moment. So, Doug, the insurance side, it's one of those things as well. A lot of our expert contributors I've personally worked with, so I can tell this to our listening audience that we personally work with you. You saved us some money on our autos insurances, and so highly recommend, of course, working with Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Now, flood insurance, what's happening in that space?
Yeah, so there's always big changes, right? And the flood insurance, for people to understand, it's regulated by the federal government. And so the federal government sets the guidelines and they set the rates. Probably one of the biggest changes, and there's been talks of map changes in the area, in the Tampa Bay area, that certainly caught a lot of headlines and a lot of news. And I'd always encourage people, you can reach out to us, tampabayinsurance.com, and we're happy to kind of research and see if your zone has changed. Some people are going from a better rated zone to a worse rated zone, meaning a higher premium, and then the reverse of that. But probably the biggest thing I want to mention to people is private flood insurance. So traditionally, flood insurance has always been regulated by the federal government. That was really your only option, right? And you come to a guy like me, I'm an independent agent. My whole goal, try and find clients best coverage, best rate, and take great care of them for years, right? I work with over 50 companies. When you look at flood insurance, I've been in the business 15 years. Traditionally, you had one market because the rate was the same with any carrier. It didn't matter. You went to Allstate, Nationwide, State Farm, Travelers. It was all the same. But the private market has come in, and so what that means is there's now some competition. Competition's always good for the consumer. Again, we're a consumer show here, and we've had some just great success stories with this. Again, I know you guys see this on the real estate front, where you may have a client who they're getting a flood rate through the federal government of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and sometimes we're able to come in with a private market option. We just did this recently with a client. The rate was coming in at like $6,000 or $7,000. They almost lost their closing, and we were able to come in and get them a private market option, I think at like $2,000.
Wow.
And get that policy closed for them. And they're good companies. They're A-rated companies, Lloyd's of London, large names like that. So I think that's probably the biggest takeaway for your clients is make sure you're, calling your agent, giving us a call to take a look and saying, hey, are you still getting the best options on your flood?
Yeah.
Because that's something that people maybe haven't looked as much as maybe their home or their auto. maybe they'll shop that a little bit more, but their flood, those that have kind of followed it know that it's always just been, through the federal government. So a lot of good options out there now on that.
Well, let's do this as well. We always like to have our audience be a proactive audience here, and I always talk about a review. Whether you're planning, the mortgage side, you want to review that, see if you're paying the best rate. Maybe you could do a refinance, reduce the PMI, get rid of the mortgage insurance. There's a lot of things you might want to do, but specifically to insurance, Doug Levi here, Strategic Insurance, longtime friend of the program. Why don't you do a review here? Let's text the word review to our hotline, insurance review. Just text review to 813-670-7372. And what we'll do is we'll have Doug and his team put together a quick search, very minimal effort on their part.
Absolutely.
Doug.
And again, based on technology and things, we can pull so much info off of property appraiser. So it's really we try and make it as easy as possible for our clients, and we call them future clients, people that aren't clients just yet that want to take a look. And just get a good review. And again, we'll be the first to say, hey, if you're in a great spot and you're getting good service from your agent, stay. There are times we'll tell clients that you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're able to find either gaps or save people money, and they just don't know. Again, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. Text review to 813-670-7372, and we'll put you directly in touch with Doug Levi. You don't know what you don't know. There's money out there potentially that you can save. And when it comes to home, auto, flood, the different policies that he offers, definitely, highly recommend, and does a great job on it. Saved us money. We, for example, we moved from our carrier. It made sense. Hey, we're saving X amount of dollars per month. It made sense to make a move. So I love those success stories with that kind of side. So think about a success story for me here. I want to talk to Nikki as well. Tell us about, you were mentioning between the break, you had a mega agent success story as well, talking about the bolt-on technology that you saw when you went to a mega camp, which is where Gary Keller invites not only Keller Williams agents, but other companies' agents into the corporate headquarters.
Well, it's interesting because just so that you understand, bolt-on technology is different technology companies that have created different forms of technology that do different things. So, but none of them do everything. Right. They each do something separate. So bolt-on meaning that as a real estate agent, as they're growing their business, they have to keep adding these different types of technology. The biggest issue is that they weren't communicating with each other. Right. So then they'd have to create, ways to communicate with all these different pieces of technology. That's where our platform comes in, where all that bolt-on technology is no longer needed, because all the technology talks to each other through our artificial intelligence. And so everything is streamlined, so the consumer's experience is that much better. But the interesting thing is we had a mega agent who said by going away from the bolt-on technology that was necessary to run their business, to give the consumer a great opportunity, by just transferring over to our platform, the savings for them is $150,000 a year in cost. Yeah. And the good news is that the platform at Keller Williams is free to the agents.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I mean, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at from a business perspective. You've got dollars in, dollars out, and if you can reduce the money that you're spending just to operate your business, and then you're also leading into a lot of spreadsheets. Hey, we're going to download this to a CVV. Try to have someone manually input it, so you got manual labor going in there. So when you look at the advantages there, so that's a great success story. I love that idea. So the person was able to move their team from whatever company they were with into the Keller Williams organization under the umbrella. And Gary's also incentivizing right now, I believe, for teams to come over and even small brokerages to come over into the Keller Williams brand.
Well, he's always been that way because we have all the tools that they need to grow their businesses. And they can also save a lot of money because there's no back expense. When it's already provided for you, you don't have to reinvent the wheel by coming to Keller Williams. We have it for you. And it's not about Keller Williams. We don't believe that we're the reason you will be successful. We believe you're the reason you're successful. We just want to give you the tools and the support that you need to be even that much more successful.
Yeah. I love the quote that Gary said when he was on stage with the gentleman from Inman News. He said, "Now, Gary, it's been said that you said you want realtor written on your tombstone, right?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm a realtor at heart. That's what it is."
Absolutely, he is.
Yeah. I want to go back to Doug here. So, Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Can you give us another success story or a scenario that's played out through?
I'll give you one that just happened today. That we just helped today, and we don't talk about it a ton, but on the business side, we just helped a local contractor, save $30,000 a year on their business insurance. pretty good sized contractor, and he's paying a good amount of money on insurance. But we helped him save $30,000 a year.
Wow,
that's a small business owner.
Yeah, that
now has $30,000 more in his budget.
Yeah,
and to me that's a great win. You know, our team. I'm really proud of our team. Worked really hard on it. You know, a lot of moving pieces. You got business auto, general liability, umbrella. They do business in multiple states and all that, but I know there's a lot of contractors out there, so we certainly love working with contractors. And that, again, younger guy, baby on the way, whole deal. So, and for him, he had a large claim last year, and his rates went way up. And you know, who he was with, the current agent just didn't really do as good a job of shopping. We were able to come in and earn his business, and save him money. So to me, that again. It's a great win all ways around. It's a win for us as an agency to get a great new client like him. It's a win for him saving that money, and again having that to be able to reinvest back in his business, his payroll, his future. So.
TampaBayInsurance.com, Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, TampaBayInsurance.com. And shout out to your office staff, too. She's so sweet. Kayla.
Kayla's absolutely.
She does a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out to Kayla. She's great. Absolutely. And we, you know, I love hearing all the things about Gary, and certainly I'm not saying I'm a Gary Keller, but the heart of building people and building a team. And, you know, I always tell our team that their success is my success.
Yeah.
My goal is to help take great care of them so they take great care of our clients. Everything runs from there.
I love it.
You know, and I really say they're my first clients. My team's my first clients.
That's right. Yeah. We all, as business owners, we all have internal and external clients. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors coming up right after this short break. We got Doug Levi in the house, Strategic Insurance, Nikki Ubaldini, Keller Williams Realty, and our feel-good story of the day about a man that sacrifices his SUV and safety to protect pedestrians from a speeding drunk driver. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Ian Beckles here.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and changed them.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their rights. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that movie because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. We help our sellers maximize the exposure on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring them live on air on our daily show, our syndicated radio and TV show here based with Salem Media Group here in Tampa Bay. This segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They did a great job with my family's move to our lake house, and they are highly reviewed online, 4.6 on Google, A rating of the Better Business Bureau, A rating Angie's List, 4.5 rating on Yelp, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot properties here. Got an Oldsmar property here in Tampa Bay, 706 Wellington Court in beautiful Oldsmar, Florida. And I love that Oldsmar area. It's so close to everything, close to Tampa International Airport, close to the beaches. 706 Wellington Court. This is a nicely updated property. You got solar on the roof, nice bonus room upstairs with a movie theater upstairs. Just a gorgeous property. 4 bedrooms, 2-floor bonus media room, and a 4 baths. You also have a 3-car garage as well. Wellington Estates right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Hot real estate property listing. 5822 Schooner Way. Another one of my properties that just a gorgeous property here. Waterfront, 2-story, completely renovated, and it's on a freshwater canal with bay access here. 5822 Schooner Way, a freshwater canal with a boat dock that leads out to the bay right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day. We want to tell you something good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got a man that sacrifices his SUV and his safety to protect pedestrians here from a speeding drunk driver. So a driver is being credited with potentially saving lives of a number of pedestrians in downtown Montreal. So Eric Marciano was stopped in his SUV when he saw a car go speeding through a red light, followed by police in hot pursuit. Not thinking much of it, he turned to the left with his green light when the light turned green. But when he saw the car make a U-turn and come barreling back toward a crowd of pedestrians and construction workers at the intersection, he made a heat of the moment decision. Quote, "I didn't want him to hurt anybody," Marciano told CBC. And he said, "I figured it was sacrificing a car was really no big deal, and that's what I did." Marciano drove his SUV over the median, blocking the lane in front of the speeding car. The car slammed into the passenger side of his SUV. Only the suspect was injured. Now police are hailing Marciano as a hero for protecting dozens or so pedestrians who were in harm's way. Quote, "It came to my mind. I said, it isn't going to happen here." And he said he wasn't thinking about his own safety, but the police arrested the 19-year-old driver on the scene of multiple charges, including impaired driving and driving a stolen vehicle. So pretty cool story in our feel-good story of the day. I love those stories there, highlighting the good things out there. A lot of times we see the GoFundMe accounts, and that's a good idea on the real estate side. We think about it as traditionally you get married, you're newlywed, you're looking for maybe get into your first home, and you have the gift of the items of traditional stuff that people are buying. And some of these younger folks are saying, "Hey, set up a GoFundMe, put the money into a college or a house fund, or even we've seen some with a college fund." So it seems like those are involved with our feel good stories of the day a lot of times.
It's always good to see the feel good stories. We need more of that, Brandon.
That's right.
For sure.
We do.
The positivity. I love it. We went to the St. Pete Palladium a couple weeks ago, and we had Dennis Prager was in town, Hugh Hewitt, and Michael, the other gentleman that's the national show host, was there as well. And after the show, they recognized some of the show hosts, so I got to stand up and wave to everyone. But after the show, one of the ladies turned around and said to me, she said, "I love your show, but I listen to your show, and it's very positive. That's what I like about it." So that was a nice compliment from the lady in the crowd there.
Yes.
So let's jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, here we go. So we're going to do top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Ladies first, Nikki Ubaldini.
Well, it's called The One Thing. Gary Keller actually wrote a book about it called The One Thing. Multitasking is a fallacy.
Yeah.
You actually go slower when you multitask. And it doesn't mean it's only one thing. It's one thing at a time.
At a time. I like that. Yeah, one thing at a time. Sometimes I catch myself doing too many things. Doug Levi. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Stop that.
Yeah, there you go. I know I need to read that book for sure. So, again, you're looking for some part-time income, would love an opportunity to talk to listeners out there. They can go to insurancesideHustling.com. So that's our URL. It's just insurancesideHustling.com, and kind of unpacks a little bit more about how to do home and auto insurance from home and part-time, and love an opportunity to help some of the listeners out there maybe break into the industry and make some part-time income.
Yeah, I love that idea. That side hustle. There's so many people looking for extra income. Real estate, they can do that as well. It's interesting too when you think about the amount of hours required. Real estate is like 63-hour course, I think. Insurance, did you mention it was 60?
About 60
course.
Yep. So very similar, yeah.
And there's certain professions where, hairstylists, for example, I think it's in the 200s, 200 to 300. So for somebody to cut someone's hair, style someone's hair, it's 200 something hours, right? You know where I was going with that.
Absolutely. But to help somebody with the largest investment of their life, it's really not that much time.
Exactly.
And but the best part about that is that at Keller Williams, we are an educational company.
Yeah.
We actually have our own university, and our whole foundation is on educating the realtors to be the best they can be for the consumer. So that experience is always going to be the best.
Yeah, I like that. It's a situation where if I'm a seller and I'm thinking, okay, I want to sell my house for the most amount of money, and I want somebody that knows the market, they understand the dynamics of the different loan products and types and insurance things that happen. When you choose a Keller Williams agent, you're getting an agent that's gone through the training, they've gone through the education. They are, compared to the industry, and we have stats that show it, comparing us to the entire board, the Mid-Florida Regional MLS, for our example, it's night and day. And a lot of times it's night and day.
Absolutely. They stand out. They definitely stand out. And they also have heart, because we're a company of culture and a company of giving, and that's important.
So I wanted to get to that. So KW Cares, can we briefly describe KW Cares?
Well, KW Cares is our own nonprofit organization that Keller Williams created, first to help take care of their own agents and their own agents' families. So many times tragedies happen, people don't have insurance, unfortunately, health insurance, or a massive tragedy. So we're there to help them. So for example, with Katrina, I'll go way back with Katrina. With Katrina, that happened within 90 days. Our company had raised $5 million. Wow. When it took the entire National Association of Realtors an entire year to raise $1 million. So, and that money is then given back to our own agents, but we also tithe that money. 10% of everything that is raised every year is given back to other charities, charities that we feel are doing great things.
Wow. So it's just that perpetual good that
always
constantly putting good back out, going to come back. KW Kids Can.
Wow, KW Kids Can. That's a great program. It's a Quantum Leap lifetime achievement program for young people from 16 to 24 years old. We're actually creating one now for middle schoolers, but right now we're just in that teenage years. And that's to help them to focus on where do they really want to be with their life. Teaches them about the value of money, how to use money. And then, of course, the biggest part is how to be into philanthropy. So how to give back. So it's to help them to dream big, create their dreams, know how to fund their dreams, and then know how to give back.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that idea of, training the children, letting them understand, because it's a challenge that you see with families. A lot of times, the parents say, oh, you're going to college, you're going to get a 4-year degree. Well, don't really want to go to college. I want to do a trade.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of kids that may be better at just picking a trade and going with a trade.
Well,
there's
and
demand
what
for
we've
it.
done is we've created a lot of entrepreneurs out of it.
Yeah.
And that's been really exciting that they've started their own businesses and or they've started their own charities.
Very
So
cool.
it's really, really exciting to see them.
Yeah, I love that. You know, the youth, getting the youth involved, you know, there's a lot of opportunity there for them, and they just got to be led the right way.
They're our future leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to take care of our future leaders.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got the Keller iBuyer program, Keller offers. You know, that's something that Gary came out with, competing with some of these other companies coming in, and it's a little bit less than a full market price offer, but it's there. It's there for that person that's in a fast.
Correct. And remember, you know, any type of an iBuyer product is really not about, you know, how much money can I get? It's really more about the time and the convenience of it. So that has to make it work for them.
Yeah.
It's really just another option to give the consumer something that they might need.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Hey, another great show. I want to thank our expert contributors here. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. If you didn't get your review, text review 813-670-7372. Get your review. Nikki Ubaldini, a pleasure having you in.
Thank
it's
you.
always a pleasure seeing your husband as well, his monthly masterminds. I love that. It's a great time to go over the monthly stats and seeing what's happening in the market. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing. Carry it with you to and from your commute. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Donate some time. Donate some blood. Lots of ways that you can be a force for good. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.